Good day, subscribers. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am Jeremy. This is the Financial Education Channel, and today we're talking about how to get a $500,000 net worth by age 30. Now, for those of you guys who might be watching this that are 28, 29 years old, and you don't have much of a net worth, think about it more as trying to do that by age 40, because you're kind of running out of time. But if you're age 25 or younger, I absolutely believe it is possible to pull it off if you do this game plan and you execute this game plan. It's big time. And I could already see the comments incoming. Oh, Jeremy, this is going to be so hard to do. Yeah, no shit. Like, everything in life is hard if you want to succeed. If you want to do anything big time that's out of the normal realm of things, it's going to be hard. Like, there's no way to sugarcoat it. Like, it's going to be difficult. I thought I was going to be able to pull this off easily. I was over $200,000 before I was even age 25. And then you know what happened? I lost a bunch of money that year because I started margin trading. And then the next year I lost $75,000. And I thought there's no way I would ever hit a $500,000 by 30. And now, once again, I'm believing it is possible, guys. So I'm going to kind of lay out the game plan to you guys today. I hope you enjoy it. And let's just get right into this. So number one biggest thing is you need to surround yourself with people that are going places, people that are focused. What you have, especially when you're in your early 20s, 18, 19, you got a lot of people that are not very focused that you can surround yourself with. People that just aren't ready for adulthood yet. They just want to chill back and just kind of not do much with their life. They just want to sit on the couch and watch Netflix all night or do whatever. If you want to reach a goal like this, that's not an easy goal. It's not easy, but it is very possible. You need to surround yourself with people that are going places, people that are focused, that will not hold you back. The kind of people that won't just sit there on the couch and say, hey, come smoke this joint with me. Like, those are the kind of people you do not want to be around because they're not going places. So, and if you can't find people that are focused, that are striving to be the best they can and those kinds of things and aren't just floaters, as I call them, then what you need to do is you need to surround yourself with nobody. You need to just alienate everybody and be your own person and focus on what you got to focus, because you do not want negative influences bringing you in back, because that's exactly what's going to happen. People are not going to want you to really succeed, because if you're succeeding, that means you're going to be busier. If you're busier, that means it's less time that you can chill with them and do things like that and hang out. So you got to just either just kind of, alienate yourself from everybody, or you need to just find people that are focused. And it's hard to find people that are focused at that age. Even when you get older, it's still hard to find people. So that is key number one by far, guys. Number two, you need to find multiple sources of income as soon as possible. For a long time, I thought I was good just making my one income, which I was making a lot, really good money. I was making 50,000+ a year at age 21, 22, 23 years old, which is the most money of anybody I've ever known in real life. That's the most money I've ever known anybody is myself. Like, no one I've ever known made more money than me at those ages. So what you need to do is you need to find still another income source. So let's say you get that good job. Say maybe you're not making 50K, maybe you're making 40K. You need to find another way to make another income source. You can get up to around $100,000 income. Now, you can say, oh man, a full-time job already, that's going to be so hard, all this and blah, blah, blah. Let's break down the hours here. So you got a certain amount of hours in a week, right? Well, let's say I used to work 46 hours a week at Quick Trip. So 46 hours, you can subtract that, and you can subtract 8 hours of sleep per day, which is a lot of hours to sleep. 8 hours per day per week. And then add that to the 46 hours, subtract that from what you have, and you have 66 free hours in a week that you can do whatever. So let's say you spend 36 hours eating, taking showers, talking on the phone with friends, hanging out with friends or family, doing all those type of things. 36 hours, that's a lot of time. That still leaves you with 30 free hours in a week. What do you do with those 30 free hours? Well, what you don't do is go get another job that works 30 hours a week and replace that time with that. You need to find a way to make money on your own, some way, 30 hours a week. some way. You got to do something entrepreneurial. There's a million ideas out there, guys. You like search on, things you can do from home or entrepreneurs things. I got a million videos about passive income and different ways you can make passive income. Those kinds of things, guys. There's like a billion different ways you can make money from the extra 30 hours a week that you spend. Instead of spending another 30 hours doing leisure activities, spend that 30 hours trying to find ways to make money on your own, whether it's flipping things, whether it's making passive income somehow, whether it's creating content, whatever it is, whether it's being an author, like some way, find a way that you're passionate about, hopefully, because you need to find something you're passionate about, because that will really propel you to succeed in that thing, because you'll be able to just think about ways on how to succeed if you're really passionate about it, and you'll be able to keep pushing on it, because the success might not come right away. It might come 6 months down the road, a year down the road, 2 years down the road, but you got to find a way to get multiple income sources. And you're not going to cut it with one income source. I'm sorry, I hate to tell you that. The chances you're going to be 23, 24, 25 years old and making over 100,000 a year, it's like, 0.01% chance. Like, it's ridiculously low. The chances you can have a job making, let's say 40K, 50K a year, and then have another income where you're making maybe 40K, 50K a year, and you're pushing up to that $100,000 number per year of income, that is a lot better chance, guys. So do that and make sure you have multiple income sources. Number 3, you need to keep expenses minimal. And I know that's going to be hard because you got this money coming in, you're making good money and all this, you're making 80,000, 100,000, 120,000 a year, and you're really succeeding, and you just want to go out and buy all the stuff that you never had and you dreamed about. Oh, I want to buy that fancy car, I want to buy, this nice house so you can look successful, and jewelry and whatever it is, special clothing, all the fanciest electronics. You need to keep expenses as minimal as possible. If you want to reach that goal of a net worth of $500,000 by age 30, you need to keep expenses minimal. I would say try to keep expenses at $20,000 or less, especially if you don't have, a wife and kids, if you're watching this, or a husband and kids. Like, try to keep those expenses minimal. Try to keep them at $20,000 a year or less. So then you can say, okay, if you're making, let's say you're making 100K a year between your 2 businesses, or maybe you're making 3 businesses, right? You're making all that money. So after taxes, if you live in America, you're probably going to get about $75,000. Then let's say your expenses are $20,000, maybe $25,000 a year between your car payments, if you have a car, your apartment, if you're renting that, if you're renting a house, if you own a house, whatever. Let's say that's about $25,000 a year. So then 75,000 minus 25,000, that leaves you with about $50,000 extra there at the end of the pie. Now we're talking about some real money that you can go out and do some things with, guys. Step number 4, learn everything you can about taxes. Taxes will eat into your money so fast. So you need to learn everything possible about taxes, like ways you can make investments where it doesn't cost you as much money. Like, if you sell a stock at 11 months versus selling that stock at 13 months, you're going to have to pay 2 way different tax rates. One's going to be taxed, the 11-month one would be taxed at your normal tax rate, which is much higher than if you held it for 13 months and then you go ahead and do a capital gains on that. Like, dividends are taxed much less. So you need to think about all these things when you're making trades, when you're investing in those kinds of things, guys, because taxes will eat up your money so fast. And you need to find out, what type of deductions you can get. And don't just count on a tax advisor doing all that for you, because the problem you have is, especially, with a lot of the cheaper ones, which is probably going to be the ones you're going to use because you're not going to be balling out of control. You're not going to have some special accountant or something, right? You're going to be using H&R Block or something like that if you don't want to do your taxes yourself. Problem is, those people are really busy. They're getting paid, just an okay wage, and they might not look into all the things, guys. They might miss some stuff here and there. So what you need to do, you need to make sure that if you don't want to do your taxes on your own, then you still need to be very educated on that, so then they are not making a mistake and you're being able to double check and know realistically, wait, I should have that deduction and this deduction. How come this isn't in here, guys? So very big. Pay attention to taxes, because that will eat up your money so fast if you do not pay attention to it. Number 5, you need to invest like crazy. You need to learn everything you possibly can about the stock market. And if the stock market's the way you go, unless you don't want to invest in the stock market, then you need to find some other kind of way to invest that's not super risky, that you can make money in, and a good amount of money, right? But let's say stock market's away. You need to invest like crazy. You got that extra $50,000 a year, maybe $40,000 a year to go ahead and funnel into your brokerage account. You need to invest that money into 5 to 10 different stocks so you're a little bit diversified around your portfolio into the best companies you possibly can. So then you can make the biggest gains possible, because the problem is, if you, let's say you're 25 years old at this point, right? And at that time, let's say you had no net worth, but you're making your extra $50,000 a year as far as, is going to your savings. If you just kept saving that money, and when you're age 30, that's nice. You're gonna have $250,000 saved by age 30. You're not gonna have $500,000. The way you get there is by investing that money and having that money make you more money. Then you can get there, especially if you're doing well as far as your stock picking goes, and we're not in a bear market or something like that. So you need to invest like crazy, 5, 10 different stocks, learn everything possible. And number 6 is you need to reinvest gains back into stocks. So when you get a gain, you sell. Let's say you buy Johnson & Johnson stock. You hold that for 18 months. Let's say you make a $10,000 profit on that. You could take that $10,000 profit out and buy yourself something with it. Or you can go ahead and reinvest that back into another stock that you like a lot, and then that money will make you even more money because you got the first amount of capital in there, plus that $10,000 in gain, and then you get a lot more money coming to you. So make sure you're reinvesting those gains and you're not just going out and buying stuff with it. Buy assets with that money, guys, and then it will make you into more money, which is a beautiful, beautiful thing. So that is the blueprint on how you can get to $500,000 net worth by 30. I believe I can achieve it. I believe you guys can achieve it, especially if you're watching this in your early 20s, or if you're watching this and you're still a teenager. Like, you guys can do it. It's gonna be a pain in the ass. It's gonna be a lot of hard work. It's gonna be a lot of hard decisions, but you can absolutely do it. Make sure the big thing is make sure you have multiple incomes. That's gonna be huge for you guys. And when you're thinking about multiple incomes, don't just think about it doing one thing. Like for me, I'm a double business owner, right? But if, let's say, my real estate business, I don't just do videography, right? I also do photography. I also do community videos. Like, I do a lot of different products in that business. Let's say the financial education channel. Like, I don't just rely on ads being played on my channels. Like, I only get paid if somebody watches 15 seconds or more of an ad. Otherwise, I don't get paid for them watching that video, right? I don't just rely on that. I also have a book that's come out about a month and a half ago. I have another book that's probably coming late this summer or in the early next fall about entrepreneurship. So I'll have 2 different books out. I get paid from affiliate links that are linked in there that I show some of my other favorite books out there in case people want to buy it. Like, I have different ways of making money just around this. So when you're thinking about whatever other kind of business you want to make, another kind of way of making money, think about how you can do it, not just this one thing, but how you can develop some side pieces around that one thing that will bring you in a lot more money, guys. So that is a blueprint. That's the blueprint on how to do it, guys. I hope you can succeed out there. If you're watching this, you're older than 30, just think about it. How do I do it by 40? If you're 40 years old and you're watching this, how do I do it by 50 if you're not already there, guys? So hope you enjoyed. If you just came across this channel, you may want to subscribe. We talk personal finance on the channel. It's had a little personal finance in it. We talk entrepreneurship. This had a little entrepreneurship in it. And we talk the stock market, and this had a little stock market in it, guys. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.